What's up, creators? Welcome to the first episode of Make Money Matter, where we discuss all different things to do with money, to do with financial abundance, to do with passive income, to do with creating the lifestyle that you desire, to be able to do what you want when you want, to be able to have that type of freedom that we weren't taught at school. And today we have a very special guest who's actually going to be our trainer on every single one of these shows, Tjibaria.
Hey everyone.
Who will actually be leading these topics. Today we're talking on the topic of starting businesses and what to look out for. These are the things you must avoid. And the reason why I asked Tjibaria to actually join us in this show, because over on the back there you may see there is a ClickFunnels Award. That ClickFunnels Award was for earning seven figures. And we did that, I think, within about the first year of doing anything to do with Facebook marketing or online marketing. And actually, it was Tjibaria who actually led all of those projects, most of them anyway. And while she was doing that, what actually happened was she actually took her brand to actually start helping more businesses develop their businesses. And then I've only recently spoke to her to bring her back to actually lead all of our business programs, because this year, as many of you know, I've got the commands now to do all the philanthropy work moving forward with our Age Giving charity. So with that in mind, now with the business front, Tjibaria is going to take on the leadership and training from there. So first of all, Tjibaria, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
And I shouldn't say really welcome to the show, because this is your show now. So every Thursday, you're going to be tuned in for this. Those of you who are new to this channel, you can feel free to subscribe to the channel and look out for this every Thursday. So today's topic is on what to look out for before starting a business.
Yes.
Okay. And I know that, it was not so long ago, maybe just a few years ago, when you came out of doing a PhD in astrophysics, and you were at the final stretch, and you dropped out.
5 more months until
5
I
more
become
months.
a doctor.
And then you decided to drop out.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because I met you. And because I really wanted to be able to help a lot of people, give back to my parents, my family, who's provided everything for me, but especially making an impact on providing more abundance to people in need, people that don't have that, especially children. And I knew from, watching YouTube, watching different things, and especially listening to your talk in Amsterdam, that if you want to make a big sustainable impact, that you got to get good at the money game. So I was like, okay, I'm going to learn from you and just halt all other stuff.
And I know when you came on board, you had like zero business experience.
Yeah.
Right?
I didn't even know anything.
And then you went from there to actually saying, hey, this business could do with some social media marketing, some Facebook marketing, some ads and all that type of stuff. And then you went on to getting us, allowing us to achieve that award. But not only that, for yourself to even, once you got out of it, when you in your first business, actually to go into six-figure bracket like that. So I know that, the stats already show that I think like 75% of businesses all fail within the first few years. So to actually be able to dive straight into a new business and be able to produce that amount of revenue is a very applaudable result that a lot of people would like to achieve. Now, in that whole journey of it, what is the biggest learnings? I know you've said like 5 things that you want to share with people in terms of what to avoid.
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing, and especially for those of you who are watching this right now, make sure to comment this below as well. The biggest thing is the focus, where you put your focus on. A lot of the time, and this is also something that, you have been able to share with so many people all the time, is that people focus on the wrong things. They think like, okay, I'm going to get my business cards first and show everybody that, or have this website with all kinds of flashy stuff, but that's not allowing you to get results. So the first biggest thing that you will definitely want to avoid is focusing on non-income producing activities.
Okay, and so for those who aren't familiar with that terminology, what does it mean by non-income producing activities?
Yeah, so income producing in the sense that...
So like eating breakfast, that's non-income producing, right?
Well, it's to an extent, it's still very useful. Like,
Well, eating breakfast is extremely useful.
because obviously you need to be able to operate. But I think like even if you look at that example, right, having breakfast or having a dinner with a friend, a lot of the time people think like, okay, that's maybe not in that bracket, but even that can be in that bracket if you understand that you can actually help that person and generate business. Like the big example that you always gave me as well is that say you're meeting a friend and you are having that breakfast or you're having a drink together, and to actually put your mind towards how can I perhaps help this person. So say you're speaking with this friend and you haven't spoken to this person for a long time, and he's saying like, I'm an artist now, I've got my how you say, I've got a lot of paintings and I'm now looking to sell them. I need a website. And then I could be thinking, okay, cool, nice for you, I'm happy for you. Or you could think, hey, actually, I have a friend, Heidi, who's a web developer, and this person needs a web developer right now.
And can possibly help you.
Yeah, and she can help you. And also for Heidi, it would be really good to have an extra client.
So I guess the first don't is actually don't be distracted, right?
Don't be distracted. And really also like whenever you do something, have a direct idea of what result it can bring. Like don't do like don't waste your time on silly stuff. If you do something
like scrolling on Facebook.
Scrolling on Facebook can be useful if you let's say you want to model things or you are looking for something specific, but just spending like hours and hours of scrolling.
But this is very interesting when we talk about social media today, because actually Grandmaster Akshar talks about this, and I find it very interesting when he says it, is a lot of people and spiritual gurus are always saying that, oh, you got to be present in the moment and get off your phones and actually, start living and all the rest of it. And then when you look at people's screen times, it's actually ridiculous these days. If you actually look at your own screen time, those of you who haven't done that before, if you check it, it will probably shock you to know that you spend 5 to 8 hours or something like that just looking at the phone screen. But what he said, which was very interesting, because a lot of people looking at, oh, let's minimize screen time, right? But what he says is actually, if you're a social media influencer, then if your screen time's like that, that's okay. Because that's your business. That's how you are helping people. That's how you're serving people.
Exactly.
And it's only if your screen time is like 8 hours, 10 hours, but you're not an influencer, then the question is, what are you doing on that screen time, And so a lot of time is wasted like that. So I totally get what you're saying when you say don't be distracted by silly things, right? And then moving on to the second thing you had.
Yeah, it's really to be consistent. That's important. So don't be inconsistent as an avoid point. But a lot of the time people look at, influencers who are living the dream life, or like I was just came back from Bali and doing a lot of recording over there. And people sometimes get the impression from the messages that I get that, you're just having fun all the time and you're not working. And in a sense, that's true, because I'm really, really enjoying what I'm doing. But on the other hand, like as well, we work 24/7 pretty much because it's, here on a mission to serve people. And what it really important thing to understand is that you have to have that mindset to be able to continuously put stuff out there and to not think like it's a get rich quick type of thing if you want to start in business. It's really a consistent thing. But the nice thing is that the moment that you really do like what you do, you come from a place of service. You know that you're on a daily basis helping people. All the messages that you get of saying just thank you so much for what you've meant to me, then it becomes just your hobby. Then it becomes fun. So it's
stay consistent with work, but don't treat work as work. Yeah. There's this saying that says work like you have no life, and live like you have no work. Right? It's kind of like that whole concept, right? Because like every single day we're working all the time. People looking at us will think we're workaholics, but at the same time, it's not
so enjoyable.
Yeah, it's so enjoyable. And another thing as well, when it comes to keeping consistent, right? What do you think are the key fundamentals for people to do that? Because people get distracted and people start doing other things. So how do people keep that consistency and not give up even?
Yeah, is to not overthink, but just do stuff. Set yourself a deadline and do it. And then listen to what comes in and what people are saying and which types of posts are actually getting a lot of traction and what do people enjoy. But mostly not doing the business in your head, which is the first lesson I learned from you whenever I started in business. Say like, you can only learn business by being in business. So just get stuff out there and don't stop with it.
Just don't stop.
Just don't stop. Yeah, that really is it. But also the fact that a lot of the time people just, they're doing everything in their head and they're thinking about this and thinking about that. And it's like this whole barrier towards actually putting something out there
Yeah.
becomes really high.
Yeah.
Whereas just a simple quote can already mean the world to
Yeah.
people.
Well,
And that helps.
when we usually talk on energetic terms, we're talking about speed of implementation, because that's when the portal is open and we're flowing with the energies.
Yeah.
And then the second thing is talking about the momentum of energy, and that energy loves momentum. And the moment you give attention to energy, then the results show very quickly.
Yeah, definitely. And everything starts to somehow become so much easier. Even if you're just making that silly one post where you thought it wouldn't mean anything to anybody, and then all of a sudden you see the first reaction that you're getting, and you think like, oh, that's nice, and you make another post, then it really starts to accelerate that process, and it becomes more nice, and like it's just like this whole effect. But you have to start. You just have to put something out there, even when you don't feel like it or you haven't slept much or whatever. Just do it, because it's helping people, and that will help you.
But I think that's the determining factor there, is that when they're starting a business, it's good to find something that is of value to the marketplace, so they know that when they are working so hard at it, they are actually providing value for the market. That's when they know they're
100%.
helping people, right?
Yeah, and that brings us to number 3, which is don't go into business if you don't care about people. Because caring about people, I think you would agree with me, is the biggest thing at all. Because exactly what you said, if you know that it's helping people, that will give you the drive. But also, it's basically breaking away all the excuses. Because I can remember, like, when I think we were running the events marathon like a few years back, and we were having so many events, and like 3 events a day I think we had, and I was being ill. And I remember I was sitting backstage, before being called on, and all of a sudden I felt very, very nervous, and I was like, oh my gosh, what to do? And all the words just went away, and I was like shaking and stuff. But then at that moment, I basically remembered what someone once said to me, is that it doesn't matter. Like, no, it's not about you. It's about the people. And when I remember those words, all of a sudden, like, all the stress just went away. And I was like, even if I drop on stage, it doesn't matter, because if there's just one person in the room that I can hopefully inspire, that's all that matters. And I think that has, in this journey, helped me a lot, thinking that, it's not about getting things perfect. It's not about really, if I come across as the best person ever, not at all. It's about helping people. And if you really, really care, people will feel it. And the moment that people feel it, it has a ripple effect, and it allows you to reach out to more people, help more people, but also generate more abundance.
Very nice. And then moving on to point number 4.
Point number 4 is, it's really about that one little thing that we all have in our head, is thinking like, I'll do it later. But that's it really kills business, it kills spirit, it kills everything. So do think like, oh no, I need to wait a little longer, I need to save up a little more, or I need to wait until I have time. No, you just need to start now.
So what's your advice for those who are saving up for a little bit more and then they haven't got the money to start yet? So
stop and start.
So how do they start if they feel like, oh, but I need to go and purchase the equipment first, or I need to go and purchase the sneakers before I can sell the sneakers, or I need to go and buy the stock, or I need an office space.
Yeah, it's really silly. Just grab a phone, go live today. Just even if you're getting one tip from here that you can take away, just go live on your Facebook profile and share it with someone. Because really, a lot of the time people don't have any idea of the impact that it can make on others, but also the impact that you can have on yourself. Because putting that video out there, that will start the flow of energy. That starts, it basically creates the space for you to attract more to you. And the cool thing is that the moment that you start with this right now, you learn so much on the way that you wouldn't be able if you were just keep on saving, or if you were just, sitting running the business in your head. Even if you don't have the money yet, just get started, because the moment you build relationship with people, everything else comes from there.
So you're saying that, let's say, for example, if somebody wanted to, let's say, start a real estate portfolio or something like that, you're saying for them just to be active on social media?
Yeah.
Get active on there.
Yeah, it doesn't matter which.
And get active on there is to form the connections. Is that what you mean? Or
yeah, so it basically, like, this is also one of the things that we always discuss with our students, is it comes down to understanding who at this moment is really rocking it in your space. And to do the research with, some of the tools that we always provide that allows them to see, okay, this is, one of the biggest people in this industry, and then see, okay, how do they connect with their audience? What are the things that they do? How do they write their bio? What cover photo do they have? What kind of post do they make? And then start with that. And obviously that's connected also to, what it is that you want to offer. And with regards to that, it's always very important to learn, like, how do you do it, put it out there properly, and how do you allow yourself to, learn from so many mistakes that other people have made, so that you don't have to make those mistakes. You can actually shortcut your way to success.
Very nice. And then moving on, final thing.
Final one is try to eliminate any form of repetition. So one of the things that we also always discuss whenever it's with like freedom lifestyle creators education or launch your business education, it's about that when you start, that's the moment that you want to start the automation as well. So the moment that you have a process that allows you to get a certain result, straight away automate it. So often do we see people that are, just slaving their time away with certain things that you can easily just let a program do, or let
So you
do.
mean people who repeatedly do very manual work?
Yeah. And then especially like when a lot
and
of
it's very easy to get lost into that.
It's easy to get lost, and that's the funny thing, because it's the moment that you just get started slaving a lot of your time away and just keep on doing all the manual processes, or thinking like, you have to do it in a certain way, then a lot of the time it also means that it's more difficult to bring in the automation. So it's better to start from scratch.
Beautiful. So that's the 5 things.
Yes.
5 things to avoid. 5 things to avoid if you're thinking of starting a business, and these key things, make sure to take a note of it. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and got some knowledge from it. And this is our first episode of this. If you have any questions in relation to business, in relation to making money, traffic, social media, this is an expert. This one eats social media for breakfast and does Facebook ads throughout dinner, and just like she's like living, breathing social media and online marketing. So if you want to know anything about creating financial freedom or making money or financial abundance, then there are different ways they can learn from you on.
Yes. Yeah, so we actually have a special gift for you guys. I'm going to be running a training on exactly one of the things that I always share with my students, of how you can, from scratch, launch your business and build in the automation as well. So it goes into all the things, just basically you just having an inspiration of wanting to go and help people and get financial abundance from that, all the way to the process of how do you launch it and what are the things that you need in order to do that effectively.
Beautiful. So I guess we'll put the link inside the description for anybody who wants to join that free training. And also we'll put some the group links that you can join for free. And then you'll see a lot of value posted by Tjibaria inside that group, where you can learn a lot more about creating the life that you desire, to be able to do what you want, when you want, and live with passion. So guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, please do hit the thumbs up if you got anything out of this, or maybe you tuned into the podcast show. Please do just subscribe to the channel and tune in every Thursday. This will be up. And comment below, let us know any questions you guys may have, and we can answer it on the future shows. And finally, if you're new to this channel and you haven't already, remember to hit that subscribe button and the notifications button next to it. That's a little bell sign, by the way, because this year I'm dedicated to making daily videos to hold you accountable to make it your best year yet. But for now, guys, signing out. Namaste.